Here's an update from the KSHB 41 Weather Center. It's February 1st already, and that means it's January Statistics Day. Well, it was 55 for the warmest temperature on the 29th, but that was too little too late, as our average temperature was 23.4, which made it the 23rd coldest January. We were 4.7 degrees below average. When you're below average on what is, on average, the coldest month of the year, that's cold, and we knew it. It never got below -9. We've had some Januaries where it was coldest temperature. Not quite sure what the coldest temperature was, but I think it's like -18 to 20. The coldest ever was in December, -23. The bottom line is it was a cold month, consistent, and a snowy month. Most of that fell on the 4th and 5th of January, and that made it the 8th snowiest month. And that snow cover also kept it cold. Even when we tried to warm up, it was difficult. But the rain melted that off. When you added the rain at the end of the month and the snowstorm, 2.06 inches, and I think that might be a little low, even that's the official total, because the melted snow amount was, I believe, too low, and it's kind of hard at times to get those accurate readings after ice and snow. But bottom line is it was kind of a stormy month and a cold month. How will February start? Well, February starting kind of like this, foggy and some thick frost out there, and the frost is thick on the cars and the grass, which is where it normally is. But there also has been some slick spots as well on paved surfaces, especially where there's some existing snow piles, because those snow piles chill the ground right next to it. And so it's been kind of damp to wet on roads, but there are some slick spots. But after 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, the fog will lift, the frost will melt, but the clouds will remain, but it's still going to end up being a fairly decent day. As of 8 a.m., temperatures were mainly above freezing. However, Clinton and Warrensburg, Sedalia, Odessa, Marshall, those were temperatures at or below freezing with thicker fog, so there could be more slick spots to our south and east. And the visibility at 8 o'clock in the morning, 2 miles in Olathe, but 0 in Ottawa, 1 in Paola, 0 Clinton, 3 Warrensburg, and higher visibility to the north. So there's patchy dense fog, but it is beginning to burn off. But the clouds are going to remain. So we go into a very interesting weather pattern over the next 7 days. As the fog burns off, we still may have some low clouds, but even if they move away, there's a lot of high and mid-level clouds all the way out into the Pacific Ocean, moving west to east around an anchor storm up there in the Pacific Northwest. All those dots, that is cold air, that is that upper level low sitting there. And embedded in all those clouds are these little disturbances going by. At the same time, we are tracking the polar vortex. Now, the polar vortex is not set up in a way where Arctic air is going to come blasting back down. It's going to come oozing down and combine and be next to warmer air, probably not combined with, but be next to much, much warmer air to our south. And along the boundary, you get these little waves of upper level energy. So on Wednesday, there's one, you see that little kink right there going west-east around that anchor storm. And then by next weekend, the anchor storm kind of loosens up and moves east as its own little system. They're mainly weak systems, and you have Arctic air to the north and warm air to the south. We're right along that boundary. Each time one of those little waves goes by, it produces some precipitation from here eastward. So a very interesting weather pattern. So as we take a look at our temperatures, today we're going to be in the 40s as these low clouds I think are going to hang tough. 50s just west, 60s out in western Kansas. We've been promising 60 Sunday. Believe that's going to still be the case, around 60, even with a lot of high and mid-level clouds around. And then 60s out in the western plains. You can see that cold front near I-80 on Monday. Look at that cold front there near I-80. Below 0 in the northern plains, 80s in the southern plains, and on Monday, that colder air is starting to push this way. I don't think we're going to get into the Arctic air, but we will get into the colder air, and every time one of those systems goes by, it'll produce either light rain, light freezing rain, or light sleet or snow, depending on how cold it is at the surface and in the atmosphere above. I think we're near the freezing rain line. It just depends how cold we get here at the surface. So let's go through our powercast here. I think we'll eke out one more nice day on Monday. There's also a chance that one of the days next week, the warmer air will come back to the north and we'll have a warmer day, but it doesn't look like it. So here we go. And if you're headed down to New Orleans, 70s and 80s the whole time. They're in the warm air the whole time, and there's a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm every other day. And on Super Bowl Sunday, a cold front might go through. So as we take a look at our powercast, here's that next system on Wednesday. Tuesday night and Wednesday, a little light rain, a little light ice, All it takes is a little light ice to cause problems, so it really depends on the temperature. And then that moves off to the east, and then you see all these little weather systems going by with rain from here eastward, snow to the north. The next system is next weekend, a little rain or ice to our east, snow to the north. Could be a little farther west than that, but you can see if you drew the line back there, that rain ice line is near just north of I-70, so we'll just have to keep an eye on it. And then as we go into Super Bowl Sunday, everything should move off to the east, and you can see that front approaching New Orleans, but right now looking pretty good down there if you're headed down there. Now, how much rainfall are we expecting? This is sort of interesting. 10 to 20 inches of rain and snow, central and northern California. Southern California, where they could use some rain, could get a couple inches as well. But my goodness, quite stormy as all those systems hit the west coast. For us, you can see we're on the western edge of precipitation. So over the next 7 days, a trace to a tenth to our west, tenth to a quarter to our east, quarter to 1 inch eastern Missouri. Will that be rain or freezing rain? That is something we will keep an eye on. But for today, after the frost and the fog, it'll be mostly cloudy and cool, 47 degrees, 38 tonight, so we shouldn't see any slick spots. It won't be as cold. It'll be a little breezy this afternoon, too, out of the south to southeast. On our super 10-day forecast, Groundhog Day, right around 60 degrees. Not my favorite holiday, but that's for another time. And then 55 on Monday, and then 30s and 40s the rest of the week. Systems Wednesday, and then again Saturday as it looks now. And right now those temperatures look pretty steady, but warmer air won't be that far away, and Arctic air won't be that far away either. So we have to watch both. Have a great weekend and stay healthy.